Come on now, miss. Let's keep moving. It's on your right. Here.
Do you always clean the fifth floor?
No. No, I'm usually in charge of the second and third.
So each maid has her assigned floors?
Yes, exactly.
Then why is it that you were working on the fifth floor last week? Well, you expect me to believe that's all you were doing there? Having a drink? Right.
Here we are. Good luck. She's all yours, sir.
Sophie Roy, I'm Detective Maurice Tremblay. Let's see. 21 years old, working at the Clarington for over a year. Husband?
I'm sorry?
Are you married?
No, not yet. I live with my mother. She's sick, so I have to take care of her.
No father?
No. It's always just been me and my mom.
All right, Miss Roy. I need you to tell me everything that happened, starting with this morning.
Oh, par la fontaine, les filles s'en vont et s'y promènent au bras des garçons. Tu les entraînes au cœur des buissons où elles étrennent l'amour en saison. Tu les enchaînes dans un tourbillon de vrai poème, car dans les frissons naissent toujours les plus belles chansons d'amour. Au clair de la fontaine, j'ai vu dans tes yeux mille couleurs. Quand la claire fontaine s'amusait au jeu de nos deux cœurs.
Document's done. Now just a bit of tidying up and I can go on break. Only menswear. Are you in town for a business trip, maybe? That's a lot of money to owe. Just what did you get yourself involved in? You brought your own mug? Well, I guess ours aren't quite as complimentary. Nothing like a no need to bother reception right now. I'm guessing you've seen better days, but you're obviously still important to someone. Only menswear. Are you in town for a business trip, maybe? And voila. Good as new.
Heard about that nut house they want to build next door?
Yeah, it creeps me out. Imagine all the weirdos who'll start hanging around the hotel.
I can think of someone who'll feel right at home. Look at her, always glued to that gossip magazine.
Do you think she has any real friends? Or is it just Gracie, Joan, and Marilyn?
Well, when your own life is that dull, you need to get your excitement somewhere. Oh, did you see Rebecca come in this morning? She was wearing the same clothes.
Now, don't you think you're overreacting? This is exactly the kind of behavior Linda warned me about.
She's doing everything she can to break us apart.
Sophie speaking.
Hey, it's Beth. Do you think you could come up real quick?
Sure. I'll be right there.
You're right, you shouldn't.
Now I realize I've been blind. I was so in love with you that I couldn't see.
What? What do you mean?
I'm not sure how the children are affected by what goes on at a bar on a Friday night. But I'm no lieutenant, so... Ah, my new home, according to Suzanne and Yvette. Wouldn't be surprised if everyone's a little bit more on edge today. Bad weather has a way of doing that. This is horrible. I don't think I'll ever understand what pushes people to go so far as killing. Let's see what Beth wanted to talk about. Poor Nicole. No one should be stuck cleaning up the reception hall after a... Hey, Beth.
Hey there. So, who's sleeping?
Sleep... what?
You were whispering just now on the phone, so I thought maybe Eugene or Bobby were napping in the break room again.
Oh, yeah, no. It's Jacques and Wendy. They were, in the middle of something.
Ugh, it's so awkward when they start making out like no one's watching. Get a room. We literally work in a hotel.
They weren't kissing this time. They were fighting.
Oh, this is entertaining. I mean, oh no, why?
I'm not completely sure, but it sounded like Linda had something to do with it.
Ugh, that bitch.
Beth?
Trust me, she deserves it.
I don't get why everyone hates her so much. Linda's always nice to me.
To you, maybe, but she's just the worst to every girl she perceives as a threat.
A threat? A threat to what?
I don't know. Her place as Bernard's right hand, I suppose.
So, you're saying I'm not a threat?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Linda thinks that, but that's her mistake. I know there's more to you than meets the eye.
Oh. Thanks. So, you said you needed me? My help, I mean.
Oh, right. Wanna guess why?
I'm guessing there's something I have to clean?
Obviously. But what is it?
Did a kid throw up again?
God, no. Did that happen recently?
Yeah, last week. I can still smell it. Feel it, too. While I was cleaning, some of it got...
I'm gonna stop you right there. Keep talking and you'll be cleaning up after me, too.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you'll be glad to know it's nothing gross this time. A nice gentleman decided it was time to redesign the lobby and helped us by knocking over that vase on his way out of the hotel.
That's it?
I would do it myself, but the last time I tried to leave the front desk, Bernard emerged from his lair to scold me about procedures and whatnot.
Well, we can't have the beauty of the Clarington Hotel take absence from her throne, can we?
Oh, the people would riot.
Bernard especially.
Bernard's hardly the people. Anyway, I have to get back to work. There's a mop in the supply closet next to Bernard's office, I think.
Thanks. I'll see you around. chocolate mousse cake. Maybe Bobby wouldn't mind sneaking me a slice. Ugh, no. Bernard would have both our heads. My rag isn't gonna be enough for a mess like this. Better get him up. Linda's been putting these everywhere lately. It's weird that Bernard allows it. Poor Nicole. No one should be stuck cleaning up the reception hall after a ball, even if they did draw the short straw. That smell. If only we were allowed in there.
Linda, Wendy's great at her job. Guests absolutely love her and...
Not just guests, apparently.
Oh, God damn it, Linda! I only like her because guests like her. Making sure guests are happy is my job, after all.
You don't seem to care whether I'm happy.
Listen, if Wendy wasn't doing her job, that'd be another story, but I can't just fire her without good reason.
What if she stirred up trouble among the staff? Would that be a good reason?
Curiosity killed the cat.
Oh, Andrew, hi. I'm sorry, I was just...
Spying on our manager?
No, I heard something, and I...
Hey. It's okay, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm sorry I scared you.
I'm not used to having people around me while I work.
Yeah, you're always working alone up there, aren't you? I actually think it's the first time I've seen you down in the lobby. Don't tell me you've been sent to clean up after the Valentine's Day ball.
No, Beth called me. A guest knocked over a vase and made a mess in the lobby.
Yeah, I saw that catastrophe happen. Just what we need, huh?
Well, I'd rather be doing that than cleaning the reception hall with Nicole.
Oof. Yeah, I don't even want to see the state of the place after this weekend. I know chocolate fountains are for dipping, but I didn't expect to find someone's shoe in there.
How?
No idea. You must see plenty of weird stuff too, right?
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you found in a guest's room?
It's a bit gross.
Oh. I hope it's got nothing to do with bodily functions.
God, I hope so too. A few weeks ago, I walked into a room and found the trash can filled with cucumbers. Like, whole cucumbers. And some of them were carved, and I threw the whole trash can out that day. Don't tell Bernard.
I won't. Oh, I better go help Beth. It's hell here with the snowstorm.
It's okay. I need to,
Yeah, all right. Take care.
You too.
As if it wasn't enough having to deal with endless letters of advice from Raymond.
Raymond? What does he want?
He wants me to lower room prices. Make sure the hotel stays accessible to everyone.
Stairs, exercise. Elevator, convenience. Yeah, elevator wins this time. Bobby made it very clear he doesn't like anyone walking into his kitchen uninvited.
And anyway, the last thing I want is to...
Now's probably not a good time to disturb Bernard.
I'm really sorry about that. I'll have a word with our kitchen staff to make sure it doesn't happen again. Well,
film roll. The guest must have dropped it when he knocked over the vase. Probably should return it to him. Now I just put the leaves back in the vase, and it'll be like nothing ever happened. Maybe Beth remembers who knocked over the vase. He'll want his film roll back.
I understand, Mr. Ramsey. I wish I could make the snowstorm disappear. I really do, but sadly, that's not within my power.
Beth, who knocked over that vase?
Mr. Spade.
Mr. Spade?
Well, I can check with the airport and let you know when flights resume. Until then... Yes, I know. You've said that already. But... no, that's very unlikely.
So, which room are you staying in, Mr. Spade?
Well, you're welcome to speak to my manager if you'd like. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to talk to you.
No, that's not it.
Well, for that, you'd have to talk to my manager's manager. Would you like to contact him? Sadly, he doesn't have a phone. He's a bit of an old-fashioned fella, if you know what I mean.
Room 505. Great. That's on my floor. I can return that film roll without going out of my way.
Corner where you can kneel down, all right? Then you clasp your hands together and think really hard about just how much you want the snowstorm to end. It may help to repeat his name.
Bernard still leaves these around the front desk? Guess he didn't hear Beth when she swore she'd burn the place to the ground next time she had to suffer through one of his sermons.
Making fun of you, sir. No, I never dare. No, I'm dead serious. If anyone can make the snowstorm end, it's him. Hello? Sir? Oh, well.
Jacques, leaving luggage in the lobby? Are you trying to get Bernard to kill you? Now's not the time to pick up smoking, Sophie. Tempting, but every penny adds up, Sophie.
Hold it, please. Phew, made it. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Was it you who cleaned the puddle by the restrooms?
Was I not supposed to?
Well, Eugene asked us not to touch anything until he's repaired the leak, but it's probably safer this way. Someone could have slipped on it.
Which floor?
Oh, 6th. Thanks.
What's the big rush?
I need to bring this to our VIP guest, the one who rented the entire floor.
Oh, Is it that British man I keep hearing about? He's sort of a celebrity, isn't he?
He sure acts like one. I wouldn't want to be that poor assistant he keeps shouting at.
I wish I was assigned to clean his room. Can you imagine the weird things I'd find?
Be careful what you wish for. I wouldn't be surprised if the man kept a few skeletons in his closet.
Can't you tell me who he is?
I've never actually met him. I always talk to his assistant. Only Bernard knows his identity. I do have a suspicion, though.
Oh?
But I'm not sure I should say it.
Can't you at least give me a hint?
Okay, let me think. Whew. Saved by the bell.
Hey, come on. Don't leave me hanging.
Let's just say I like to prolong the suspense.
Wait. Is that the hint?
Who knows?
Fair enough. Have fun up there.
You too.
Does carrying this everywhere really make us better maids? Bernard seems to think so. Being invisible has always come easy to me. Maybe too easy. Everything must disappear. Makes us sound like magicians. Telling apart the treasure from the trash can be tricky sometimes. Another day, another dirty dish to pick up. To the bathroom shelf, my friends. I'm sure I'll find more laundry to add to the pile. Mr. Spade? Mr. Spade? What is this? Looks like prescription drugs, but what are they for exactly? I should bring that back to my cart.
Clarington Hotel reception desk, Beth speaking. What can I do for you on this very fine day?
Beth, it's Sophie. Can I speak to Andrew, please?
Yeah. Hold on. Andrew? Andrew?
I'm here. Clarington Hotel reception desk. Andrew speaking.
Hey, are you okay?
Hey, Sophie. Yeah, it's just... my trip to the 6th floor took longer than expected.
Oh, I'm sorry to add to your plate, but I really need your help.
Sure. What's up?
I think Mr. Spade's stalking me while I work.
Mr. Spade? Why would he...
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but sometimes when I clean the rooms, I get a little curious and, snoop through our guest stuff.
Oh. And Mr. Spade caught you in the act?
Yes. He took pictures of me. I found them hanging over the bathtub. He set up a kind of dark room. I think we should call the police.
Whoa, slow down a minute.
But...
Sophie, there are pictures of you invading our guests' privacy.
But I didn't steal anything. I was just snooping, I swear.
I believe you. But others might not. With those pictures, it could really blow up in your face if a guest were to complain about missing items.
Well, I threw them out.
Well, that's one way to deal with it, I guess. You said you found the pictures hanging over the bath, right? Were they still wet?
I wouldn't say wet, but a little damp, yeah.
Okay. So you must have developed them fairly recently.
What are you getting at?
Well, the pictures you found were left there to dry, but he could have developed more of them in an earlier batch. He wouldn't have left them in the bathroom, though. Probably stored them somewhere dry.
Well, I didn't look through the entire room, but there is a safe here.
That would certainly be a good place to store pictures.
Do you have the safe combination then? I'm pretty sure it's locked.
Maybe I can... Give me a sec. Shoot.
What?
Bad news is, I can't find the combination list. Good news is, we can probably do without it. Most guests write their code down to make sure they don't forget it. So, say you wanted to look for it, I could keep an eye out and call you if I see our mysterious photographer return.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, and Andrew?
Yes?
Please keep this between us.
Of course. Don't worry about that.
You're pawning off your possessions? What do you need the money for? Okay. If reception gave him a code, maybe he wrote it down. Somewhere. That's rough. How are you supposed to support yourself when no one will give you a job or a place to live? Did you intend for me to discover your little dark room? Or did this just fall down? I'd forget my own head if I didn't write everything down. I guess we have that in common. The oratory. I just went there for the first time and, God, it's been years, hasn't it? X marks the spot. But there's no way this is just a treasure hunt. Beaver Lake. I took Mom skating there just a few weeks ago. These look like numbers. Sort of. These look like numbers. Sort of. Harry's diner, too. Were we ever there at the same time? You didn't strike me as much of a doodler. This was the sale where I found that winter jacket that Mom loves. Were you there, too? Morgan. Is that your real name? Why did you check in under Mr. Spade? Lindsay. Did something happen between the two of you before she died? I hope you aren't eating those beans. One man's trash is another maid's trash. Something tells me you won't be missing this. Is this a floor of the Clarington? Request to move to 507. Why did you want to change rooms? Could that be a reminder for the safe combination? The storm must be getting worse. I hope Mom's not too bored without her TV shows. What do we have here? One more pillow, then you're good. Oh. You spent 10 years in a psychiatric hospital. And it looks like you left with a long list of diagnoses and prescriptions. Is he here?
Who? Oh, Mr. Spade? No, he's not.
Andrew? You said you'd call if he was coming back to his room.
Right. I did, right. Sorry about that.
Oh my god, Andrew. I nearly had a heart attack when I heard the phone ring.
I'm so sorry, Sophie. I couldn't help but check in. Did you find more pictures of you?
No. But I think I have enough leads to open the safe now.
Wow. You're a resourceful gal, aren't you?
I have my moments.
Well, I'll leave you to it then.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Please do. And I won't call again unless Mr. Spade returns. For real this time.
All right. Thanks. Okay, Sophie, you should probably put this down. Now. M and H. M and H. Who are they? Are they guests here? That was taken in the lobby. You're going through their trash? You really want to find out what M and H are up to, don't you? Why are you following them? And who's sneaking out at night? So many questions. This looks like Beaver Lake. M and H. Maybe Andrew could find them in the logbook. I'm sure I'll find more laundry to add to the pile.
Clarington Hotel reception desk, Andrew speaking.
It's me.
Oh, hey. Just a sec. Beth, could you cover for me?
Again?
Pretty please? Sorry about that. So, found anything on Mr. Spade?
Well, Mr. Spade isn't even his real name.
It's not? What is it then?
Paul Morgan.
Huh. I guess he wanted something a tad more exciting. So, I take it you opened the safe. What was in it?
A journal.
Oh? Does it say why he's stalking you?
No, but it seems he's stalking 2 other people as well.
2 other staff members? Who is it?
No, they're guests. I don't know their names, though. I was hoping you could find them in the logbook.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Are you alright?
Of course. Sorry. I'll just need some more info to narrow the search. What do you know about them?
Mr. Morgan refers to them as H and M.
It could be initials, or maybe, I don't know, husband and mistress?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, I'll need a little more to go on.
I found out that Mr. Morgan made a request to be transferred to room 507, but it was denied because...
That's Mrs. Beaumont's room, right?
Exactly.
But why would he switch rooms? He's got his entire darkroom set up in 505.
I'm not sure. I just thought it might be related.
I guess we can keep that in mind, but... Wait a minute. There's a couple staying in room 509. Hector and Marcella Cruz.
Hector and Marcella. H and M.
My thoughts exactly.
Do you know anything about the cruises?
Well, I was there when they checked in. Handed them a couple pamphlets on tourist attractions. I remember noticing that Mr. Cruz wears the same cologne as my father, but...
That's not much to go on.
Yeah, I know. Do you, perhaps, have room 509 on your to-do list?
I do, actually.
Would it be wrong of me to suggest you do some...
Snooping? I guess that's what I'm known for now.
Nah, don't worry. I'm sure we'll find a better legacy for you.
I'll call you if I find anything.
Watch out, alright?
I will. I promise. I must have forgotten my keys in the break room again. Come on, Sophie. That door won't magically unlock just because you want it to. I need my keys. I'll need my keys to enter room 509. I should probably check the break room. The way things go missing around here, sometimes it feels like the hotel just gobbles things up. If there's anyone to be in a book club with, it'd be Andrew. Maybe I should join this. Huh, Carol seems sweet. If I wasn't so bad around new people, maybe we could be friends. Welcome to our big, happy family, Carol. Yeah, Linda's not exactly, my door's always open, come on in kind of boss. Shoot, it's locked. I guess I'll have to get Linda's master key instead. Did I remember to punch in this morning? Hypocrite bitch? What did Linda do? And to whom? Oh, Linda. What would your husband think of all this? That'll do. I'll just have to make sure I don't forget to return it. Linda, you're not even trying to hide the daggers in your eyes. Mrs. Beaumont seemed perfectly nice to me. To be tossed aside by your best friend like that? Oh, Wendy, that's a special brand of heartbreak. Haven't gotten any tips so far today. Being recognized for doing a good job. That feeling never gets old. I should be able to open 509 now. Back to the 5th floor. Fine. Keep your secrets, locker. It's locked. Off limits. This shade of red, it matches the message on the door. This goes beyond constructive criticism. It's just a personal crusade. I don't want to think of what could happen to Wendy if someone found these. Should I? Yvette's and Susan's favorite activity, talking behind other people's backs. I wish I understood you better, Yvette. You and Wendy had such a close friendship. Why throw it all away? Tempting, but every penny adds up, Sophie. Open sesame? Nope. Nope, it's locked.
What is it?
Wendy? It's Sophie. Are you alright?
Do I sound alright?
No, I guess not.
Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk.
I don't mean to disturb you, but did you see who wrote that message on Linda's door?
What?
The lipstick message. Do you know who wrote it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Please, Sophie, just go.
All right. Okay. Off limits. The way they look at each other, you can tell it's the real deal. Fine. Keep your secrets, locker. People don't usually leave these unlocked. Open sesame? Nope, it's locked.
Hey, Sophie.
Oh, hey, Andrew. On break already?
No, not yet. I have to deliver something to our VIP guest.
Again?
Yep, the requests just keep on coming. What about you? Aren't you supposed to be in 509?
I'm heading up now. I just had to grab Linda's master key before I could continue our investigation.
Ah, gotcha. What a day, huh? Tending to an eccentric VIP guest, discovering, well, what you discovered in 505. Pretty exciting as far as a workday at the Clarington goes.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to put it. That's not all, though. While I was looking for my keys, I found some graffiti on Linda's door.
No way. What is it?
The words, hypocrite bitch, in red lipstick. And, I found a red lipstick inside Wendy's locker, so putting two and two together...
Well, Wendy would have the most obvious motive. You'd have to be living under a rock to miss how Linda's been treating her lately.
Bernard's already on his last nerve today. If he catches wind of more drama between Linda and Wendy, the stress might kill him.
Well, that would certainly make Beth very happy.
I don't know the first thing about running a hotel, but the amount of pressure he must be under, I don't think any good would come from adding to that.
Yeah, you're right. Heads would definitely roll. I don't even want to think about the drama. Interpersonal conflict makes for a good read, but in real life it can be a bit much to deal with. You've always been good at staying above it, though. You get along with everyone.
I think it comes from my mom. As a nurse during the war, she had to work with other people in very stressful situations, and not let her emotions get the better of her. I don't know if I'm quite at her level yet, though.
Well, if you ask me, I'd say you're doing a great job of following in her footsteps.
Thanks, Andrew.
Well, it was nice to chat. Don't let me keep you, though. I have to head to maintenance anyway. Maybe Eugene can help me find the product our guest of honor is looking for.
Yeah, we both got a lot on our plates today.
I'll be ready and waiting for your updates on H&M. Take care.
You too.
Rebecca's had her hands full lately. I hope she's doing okay in there. I really should give Wendy some space. Right, the master key only unlocks the guests' rooms. I'll have to get my keys later. At least I can get into 509 now. I do have 506 next on my list. Should I pop in before checking out 509? Oh boy, someone's been living it up. Could this be the shoe from the chocolate fountain? I can't wait to tell Andrew. Not exactly a cherished gift, if you just left it behind like this. Another fan of the Gossiper. I never did finish that article from this morning. That feels like so long ago now. Another day, another dirty dish to pick up. I'm sure I'll find more laundry to add to the pile. Do not disturb. Well, that's one less room to clean today. I won't complain. Huh. I do have 508 on my list, but disturb I won't. For now. I think I have all the supplies I need. Looks like plaster for the renovations. Better not play with it. Looks like someone had quite the shopping spree. More work for poor Rebecca. Hang in there, Reb. My first step should be to tidy up a bit. Searching a clean room is easier than searching a messy one. These are lovely. I wish you'd had more confidence in yourself. I'll hold off on throwing this out just yet. What were you apologizing for? And were you forgiven? Person looking for you back in Texas, was he really just a coworker? SW. Looks like you had a few appointments with him, Mr. Cruz. Or her. SW. Looks like you had a few appointments with him, Mr. Cruz. Or her. Wow, you look like a couple out of a magazine. These pearls, they look absolutely gorgeous on you. Though, I bet you could make anything look good. Someone's been sleeping here. I should leave it as it is. Cruz got her personal information stolen. Is Mr. Morgan behind it? Who could blame you for seeking help? I'd do the same in your shoes. These scribbles don't look random, but I can't figure out what they mean. Locked. It looks like the code is made up of 4 letters. Locked. It looks like the code is made up of 4 letters. This looks right up Andrew's alley. I wonder if he's read this one. These symbols, they look oddly familiar. These scribbles don't look random, but I can't figure out what they mean. Looks like someone tore that note apart, but I'm missing some pieces. I can't make out what's written. Maybe I'll find more of those torn paper pieces if I keep cleaning the room. Am I reading this right? The account's been emptied. You don't see someone withdraw $5,000 every day. Just what could have made you empty out your entire bank account? These symbols, they look oddly familiar. Whoever wrote this is as much a reader as they are a doodler. This shade is really striking. Locked. It looks like the code is made up of 4 letters. I should wait till I have more to report before calling Andrew. Who could blame you for seeking help? I'd do the same in your shoes. These scribbles don't look random, but I can't figure out what they mean. Symbols. They look oddly familiar. These scribbles don't look random, but I can't figure out what they mean. These symbols. They look oddly familiar. These symbols. They look oddly familiar. These look like numbers. Sort of. These look like numbers. Sort of. These look like numbers. Sort of. You didn't strike me as much of a doodler. You didn't strike me as much of a doodler. Where could the rest of that note be? Should I check the other garbage cans, maybe? I'm sure I'll find more laundry to add to the pile. Another day, another dirty dish to pick up. I should wait till I have more to report before calling Andrew. It's some kind of code. Could I break it? More of these symbols. Just what I was looking for. Yes, these are part of the same set. I think I can use this. More of these symbols. Just what I was looking for. Aha! I'll have to remember these. Aha! I'll have to remember these. Aha! I'll have to remember these. Oh, these symbols match some of the ones on the torn message. That's one of the symbols. That yarn map Mr. Morgan has on the wall of 505. Weren't there some peculiar doodles? Symbols, maybe. Yes, these are part of the same set. I think I can use this. Yes, these are part of the same set. I think I can use this. More of these symbols. Just what I was looking for. I should keep an eye out for those symbols. That yarn map Mr. Morgan has on the wall of 505. I will leave notes in the vent next to your room.
Clarington Hotel reception desk. Andrew speaking.
Hey, Andrew. It's me.
Sophie, did you uncover anything in 509?
I did. I found a message written in strange symbols. A kind of secret code.
What? Awesome! Did you crack it?
It says, I will leave notes in the vent next to your room.
In the vent? What an odd thing to do.
Yeah. And whoever the message was intended for went through a lot of trouble to hide it. It was torn in 12 pieces and scattered in 3 different trash cans.
So the cruises are keeping secrets from each other. Do you think maybe one of them's having an affair?
I don't know. It really looks like blackmail.
Blackmail? What makes you say that?
I found a bank statement belonging to Mrs. Cruz. Her account was emptied very recently.
Emptied? No one does that unless they're in trouble. Or traveling.
What do you mean?
Well, they're not home, so they do need their money handy. Plus, a trip can be pretty costly. It's weird, but it could be anything. Did you find something else to back your theory?
No, not really. But I should be able to find more proof in the vent. The one that's mentioned in the message. I think I'll go check it out.
Good idea. It's almost break time for me. If you need my help again, you can ask Beth to patch you through to the break room.
All right. Enjoy your break.
Thanks, Sophie.
I've been waiting for this.
No messages. Let's try another vent. I can't see anything in there. Now's probably not a good time to disturb Bernard. Can't open these without a screwdriver. Looks like plaster for the renovations. Better not play with it. I might be able to find a screwdriver in the janitor's closet. I should check the janitor's closet for a screwdriver. Eugene must have one in his toolbox. Wait, Sophie, you don't need these. Be careful. Shoot, no screwdriver. What's life without a little challenge? This must be Eugene with his daughter. He looks like a caring father. Highest priority, huh? That means Eugene's probably working in Bernard's office right now. It sounds like Eugene asked Bernard to stop opposing the construction of the new psychiatric hospital. And Bernard was Bernard. Oh, Eugene. I had no idea. I've never seen two people more suited for each other. I hope they work things out. They need to.
Eugene's a pro at fixing the fuse box whenever the—
Wait, Sophie, you don't need these. Be careful. It's a slippery slope towards becoming a hoarder. Eugene must be down in Bernard's office. I should go ask him for a screwdriver.
It's, Miss Bellevitt, isn't it?
What? Oh, Roy.
Oh, right. You're the one who took last week off, aren't you? You had to, take care of your sister, I think?
Mother. My mother. She's very sick.
No, I hope this doesn't become a recurring thing. I need to know I can count on you.
I understand, sir.
What are you doing here, anyway? Are you on break?
No. I'm just getting a screwdriver.
A screwdriver? What for?
Loose vent.
Well, that sounds like a job for Eugene, doesn't it?
Yes. You're right.
Then leave the repairs to him.
Okay. I will.
What's going on?
Oh, Andrew.
Oh, sorry. Seems I've made a habit of sneaking up on you today. Spying on Bernard again?
No, I'm looking for a screwdriver. For the vent. Linda asked Eugene to fix Bernard's window.
Ah, gotcha.
Eugene?
What the... maybe you should go have a look. You know what? I'll stand guard by the elevator and, holler if Bernard approaches.
Okay, thanks. I'll be quick. Ha! Let's get you to that vent. Opposing something that could help so many people just because it's close to your hotel? This is ridiculous. So, I take it the open window was not an accident. Can't say I blame you, Eugene. This does not look like a nice brotherly check-in. I had no idea things were this bad between Bernard and Raymond. Oh, Bernard. So close to doing something altruistic, but here you are holding it over your brother. What Bernard considers sinful debaucheries could fill an encyclopedia. Could be anything from wild parties to guests walking around with their ankles exposed. With this blizzard, Bernard's office will be a skating rink by the end of the day. Best to avoid that. Ew, is this Linda's? Well, just look at these distinguished gentlemen. And a young Bernard. Kinda wish I worked here when Raymond was in charge. Sounds like the hotel was very different back then.
Do you remember that loose tile from last week?
Yes?
Well, I'm afraid it hasn't been properly repaired.
What do you mean?
I mean that, it's still broken, sir. Someone put a rug on top of it, but you can still hear it crack. I'm just checking to make sure guests don't trip over it.
Is that part of your job description?
No. No, it isn't, sir.
Oh, well, then I suggest you stop worrying about Miss Belivet. What were you doing in my office?
I was simply closing the door. Someone left it ajar.
Huh. Must have been Eugene. Well, don't you have work to do?
Yes, sir.
Then get to it. Oh, Mrs. Drake has asked to see you.
Again?
Just indulge her. Apologize one more time for Friday's mishap. Do whatever needs to be done. We cannot afford to lose such loyal guests.
Very well, sir. Whew. I think my heart stopped beating there for a moment.
Yeah, me too. But at least I found what I was looking for.
Perfect. Now, I should probably get to it before you-know-who comes out of his office again. Keep me posted.
Time to see what secrets that vent is holding. Oh, I guess I'm free to disturb room 508 now. But that's where Bernard and Linda were. Ew. Meet me tonight in my room. Michael will be sleeping. We need to discuss our plan.
Clarington Hotel reception desk. Andrew speaking.
It's me.
Hey, you got anything good for me?
I found another message written in secret code.
And?
It says, meet me tonight in my room. Michael will be sleeping. We need to discuss our plan.
Who's Michael? A guest's husband?
I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing of a Michael in this story.
Yeah, the cast keeps getting bigger. I'll just check the logbook. there's a Michael staying in room 507.
Mrs. Beaumont's room? But she doesn't have a husband. She's here alone with... Oh! Michael must be her son. I got him some extra blankets the other day so he could build a fort.
That's really nice of you. So, Mrs. Beaumont is linked to the cruises, huh? I have a feeling we may be approaching the climax of this story.
I guess I should go have a look at 507, but it's not on my list. There's a do not disturb sign on the door.
How about I call up there? You know, to make sure no one's home.
Good idea.
Just a sec. Well, it looks like the room is ready for your snooping, my lady.
Thank you, good sir. I'll call you back. I'm sure I'll find more laundry to add to the pile. A lovely shade of lipstick. He's all but outright threatening you. Oh, I hope you can stay as far away from him as possible. Looks like someone grew tired of looking at your face, Mr. Beaumont. Mr. Cruz, huh? Numbers, dates, times. What does it all mean? You almost look like Marcella. Oh, Michael. Adults can be so confusing. I promise it's not you. So you were eager to set up a meeting, but didn't want anyone noticing. Did Marcella send this? Did Marcella send this? that's so sweet. I didn't do much, but I'm glad it meant something to you. Those few coins in my tip jar were getting pretty lonely. They'll appreciate the company. Locked. The key has to be around here somewhere. So a husband can abuse his wife and just get away with it? And people like Linda still think divorce is wrong? Ugh. You know the drill, Sophie. Let's sweep and snoop. Funny how some games really stand the test of time. I used to play this with Mom all the time. Sounds like this is from your school days, but the name of the sender is smudged. Aha! Keys are Snoop's best friend. I'll need another key to unlock this. Haven't I seen one just like this somewhere? Another day, another dirty dish to pick up. That key looks so familiar. Why do I associate it with room 505? I don't think I'll need this again. Think, Sophie. Where have you seen a key like that one before? In a safe? Ah, there you are. With Marcella. God knows where she is.
Clarington Hotel reception desk, Andrew speaking.
Hey, Andrew.
Sophie, crazy timing. I've got something for you.
Oh, what is it?
I heard a certain Mr. Cruz and a Mr. Morgan had an argument yesterday evening.
Really? Who told you that?
Jacques did. Apparently, it got so heated he had to get involved. And it sounds like I was on the right track, because he heard a particular word thrown around quite a lot. Can you guess what it is?
Blackmail?
Well, that was your theory, remember? No, it's affair.
Affair? How bad was the fight?
I think Jacques got in the middle of it before it got too intense, but he said Mr. Cruz looked like he was about to kill Mr. Morgan. So Mrs. Cruz must be having an affair with him, right? And her husband found out?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain Mrs. Beaumont's involvement with Mrs. Cruz.
What do you mean?
I found a chest in room 507. I think it can only be opened by turning 2 keys at once. I found one of them in Mrs. Beaumont's things.
What about the second one?
Well, I remembered seeing a similar key in one of Mr. Morgan's stocking pictures, so I went back to check. Mrs. Cruz wears it as a pendant. It looks identical to Mrs. Beaumont's key.
Let me get this straight. Mrs. Beaumont and Mrs. Cruz own identical keys that open a chest with 2 locks? Okay, there's definitely something going on between them.
Yeah, but the answers probably lie in that chest, and I don't think I'll be able to open it. I've looked around room 509. I would have seen the second key if it was there. Mrs. Cruz must have left with it this morning.
Probably.
We were so close. I can't believe it all ends here.
Well, if you get me a candle and some plaster, I may be able to do something about that chest.
How?
I'll tell you later, okay? Just find those things, and I'll meet you in the basement as soon as I can.
All right. Thank you for not giving up.
I would never give up on you.
Plaster and candles. Well, half the hotel's under renovation. I should be able to find plaster somewhere around here. Great! This takes care of half of this little scavenger hunt. As for the candles, doesn't Rebecca keep some in her locker downstairs?
Oh, Bernard, I can't believe Eugene would do something like that. He's worked with us for years. He's always been loyal. Is there anything you might have said or done to anger him?
What are you saying? That I deserve this?
No, of course not. All I mean to say is that maybe from his perspective, well, oh, never mind. What are you going to do now?
Fire him. What else? I don't know what on earth's going on today. Is it because of that goddamn snowstorm? Or was there something in the coffee this morning?
What do you mean?
Well, the whole staff's completely off today. Jacques leaving luggage carts everywhere. Wendy asking for a day off. Andrew suddenly worrying about the floor tile. Oh, and that maid, what's her name, Sylvie? I never noticed how odd she is.
Sophie, you mean? I like her. She's a good girl.
You know what? I should call the city. Tell them they don't need to build that new madhouse next door. There's one right here.
Oh, Bernard, it's not that bad. I'm here, aren't I? Come here. Let me help you forget about all that for a minute.
It's locked. Fine. Keep your secrets, locker. Off limits. It's locked. Off limits. Candles, candles, candles. I think Rebecca keeps a stash of them, but I'm good. Where do you keep your candles, Reb? I guess I should check the locker room first. Tempting, but every penny adds up, Sophie. Now's not the time to pick up smoking, Sophie.
I'm not the one who should be apologizing.
You're such an idiot. I can't believe that I fell in love with you.
Wait,
What?
I want my mother's ring back.
There. I don't want it.
Syracuse. I guess Andrew went there on a holiday or something. Gotta hold on to these tight. Don't worry, gossiper. I'm coming back to you. I still haven't learned all of Gracie Jones' secrets. Ooh, is this a movie script? Hash uncovered. Reb, you won't mind if I just take one, right? Got a candle. Now, what next?
There you are.
I'm not sure I understand what the plan is here.
Well, I remember reading a spy novel, I can't remember the title, it wasn't that good, in which they used wax and plaster to make a key mold. I'm thinking we could do the same.
Are you sure it's gonna work?
Sure? No. In the novel, they used a special kind of wax, not candle wax. But I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's do this, shall we? First step, pour the wax, I suppose? Careful though, the pot's probably hot. That's it. Nicely done. Next step, better wait a few seconds before removing it. Looks good. Pretty sure you can take it out now. I think we're almost done. All that's left is to pour the plaster from the cup into the mold. Good job. So now we wait until it's dry, I guess.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
A few minutes, probably. We can poke it every now and then to check.
I bet you didn't think you'd be making a plaster key today, huh?
No. But I like it. I feel like I'm in one of those novels I spend my days reading.
What have you been reading lately? That's your book there, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a play by Agatha Christie. Witness for the Prosecution.
What's it about?
It's the story of a lawyer who takes on the case of a man accused of murdering an old widow. There's strong evidence against him, but the lawyer is convinced of his innocence.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Actually, there's a film adaptation of it playing at the theater right now.
Oh yeah, I think I may have read about it in the Gossiper. They considered Vivian for a role, but Marlene ended up getting it instead.
Oh, I didn't know you were into gossip magazines.
Well, I'm not as big of a reader as you are.
Hey, I don't judge. I'm sure they're fun.
I've always found the lives of famous people so fascinating, you know? And I guess I kind of envy them sometimes. All the drama, the excitement.
Have you ever tried writing fiction? I've never finished a manuscript, but creating all those characters, it's a great way to feel like you're living someone else's life.
Yeah, I've given it a try. I have this journal in which I write about my day and stuff, you know? And sometimes I scribble down some story ideas, but I've never had the time to properly develop them.
Hey, why don't you come over sometime? We could read each other's writing. What do you think?
Okay, why not? Just promise not to laugh.
I won't laugh at yours if you don't laugh at mine. But seriously, I'm sure you're underselling yourself. With all the things you see in guests' rooms, that brain of yours must be bursting with great ideas.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, look. I think our key double is dry and ready to go.
I can't believe it worked. I could not have done this without you.
Well, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. I should get back upstairs, though. I've been gone far too long already. Let me know how it goes with the key. Oh, and you should probably be careful when you turn it. Otherwise, it could break inside the lock.
Yeah, I'll be careful. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Sophie.
Careful, Sophie. You don't want this key to break. Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. These two sure love their riddles. Huh. Marcella invited you to the movies. Let me guess. You said yes. That riddle's a toughie. Maybe I need a fresh pair of eyes on it.
Clarington Hotel reception desk. Andrew speaking.
Hey, Andrew. Got a minute?
I always have time for you.
I opened the chest in room 507.
Huh. It worked.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure, but our little key is sturdier than it looks.
Yeah. So, what's in the chest?
A riddle.
A riddle?
I think it was written by Mrs. Beaumont for Mrs. Cruz. And I think the answer will give me the combination for a case I found in room 509. I could use your help with it, though.
That's awesome. I love riddles. Tell me, which part's causing you trouble?
Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Do you know what this could mean?
This really isn't my area of expertise. Hey, Beth, you know bars, right?
Well, not all of them.
What about one that has a color in its name? Like the orange chair, or the blue lagoon or something.
Well, there's the white cat, but I don't think that's your crowd.
Oh, it's not for me, but thanks. Did you get that, Sophie?
Yeah, I did. But I'm not sure I understand what it means.
Well, if her favorite bar is indeed the white cat, then it means we're looking for...
A black cat.
Exactly. So maybe you should look around to see if there's some reference to a black cat in Mrs. Beaumont's stuff.
Okay, I will.
Is there anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm just glad I could finally put my riddle-solving skills to good use. Call me when you've opened that case.
You know I will. So, the first word of the riddle refers to a black cat. Is there anything in here related to a cat? Funny how some games really stand the test of time. I used to play this with Mom all the time. Cat named Greta. G.R. I should wait till I have more to report before calling Andrew. Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. These two sure love their riddles. Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. These two sure love their riddles. That novelist, Bridget Boswell, is actually you, Marcella? Oh, Anne. Murder might be a bit much, but you deserve some kind of justice. I do like a happy ending. I just hope that's where your story is headed. Oh, so you came to Montreal under the pretense of celebrating your wedding anniversary, but all along, you meant to reunite with Anne. So the symbols I've been deciphering, you invented them back in the day to keep your love secret. That feels really special. So the symbols I've been deciphering, you invented them back in the day to keep your love secret. That feels really special. There's a lot of stuff in here. I don't think I've looked at everything yet. After all this, turns out you're a fan of Bridget? Of Marcella? That's a lot sweeter than I expected. I'm glad you were able to open up to Marcella like this. Everyone needs someone to talk to. An advance on my salary. So Marcella hired you. But what for? Oh, Lindsay's a man. Yeah, I guess it was presumptuous of me to think otherwise.
So this was all a story about star-crossed lovers, with the lovers in question being Mrs. Beaumont and Mrs. Cruz?
Seems like it, yeah. But I'm not sure whether they chose to meet here just to reconnect for a few days, or if there's something more to it.
Actually, I think I can help with that.
Really? How?
Well, some mail just arrived here for Mrs. Beaumont.
I wonder what's in it.
Me too.
Should we open it?
Well, that's illegal, isn't it? But sometimes the mail arrives a little damaged, you know? Oops.
So?
It's a tourism pamphlet for California and 3 train tickets. What do you think this means?
I'd say Anne and Marcella are probably planning to run away from their husbands. Those train tickets must be for them and Michael.
So you're on a first-name basis now, huh?
Well, after reading so much of their correspondence, I kind of feel like I know them, you know?
Yeah, like characters in a book. I have to say, though, I'm still a bit confused as to how Paul fits into all of this.
Turns out he's a big fan of Marcella.
He is? Why?
She writes pulp fiction under his pseudonym. I think her books gave Paul a chance to get out of his own head while he was staying in a psychiatric hospital.
I get it. Books have always been a way to escape for me too. But why did he have pictures of you?
We'll probably never know. I think the trail ends here.
I guess investigations in real life always have some loose ends. I was kinda hoping we'd have this big third act reveal, to be honest.
At least it made our day pretty interesting.
That's for sure. It helped me understand you better, too.
Oh?
Why you snoop, I mean. Piecing together people's stories, learning what makes them tick. It makes you realize we may have more in common than it seems.
You're right. Which is why the next story I'd like to learn is yours, Andrew.
Oh? Am I gonna find you snooping through my apartment next?
No.
I would love to share my story with you, Sophie. You're the first person in a long time who's made me feel like I can. Would you come and see me when your shift ends? We could leave together, if you'd like.
Sure. If we're able to. With all that snow, I'm thinking maybe we'll have no choice but to spend the night here.
I guess that wouldn't be so bad. We could set up a pillow fort on the mezzanine.
A pillow fort? We do work in a hotel, you know. There are actual beds here.
Oh, I wouldn't be sleeping. I've got a reading list the size of the Eiffel Tower. This would be the perfect chance to put a dent in it.
That does sound like fun. I could bring my magazines and, ooh, maybe light some of Rebecca's candles.
Now I kinda hope we do get stuck here.
I just have to finish my tasks for the day, and then I can leave. Mr. Cruz? Mr. Cruz. Oh God. Oh God. What happened? Mr. Cruz's life insurance policy. Why did he have this on him? Marcella? Okay, let's not jump to conclusions. Is this about Paul? Does that mean... Please let there be someone around who can help. Poor Paul. Lindsay's death really hit him hard. He hasn't been in the best headspace. So Paul just needed to pass the time while Marcella was away. That's why he was observing us. Paul was hiding out right here. Did he ever find the person who was sneaking out at night? "9:45? So Anne and Marcella met here this morning while I was busy cleaning room 504. Looks like Paul had to stop writing in a hurry. What happened? I was listening to the radio at the time. Did the music drown out the noise? These look like Marcella's pearls. What happened here? A.B. and Beaumont. I have to get the power back on. It's too big. I guess I'll need something pointier. I don't think there's anything here that would help me. Think, Sophie, think. What can you use to open the fuse box? Maybe an ice pick could pry open the fuse box. Okay, this looks like something I can use to open the fuse box. That worked, thank God. Now, to get the power back. How did this end up here? Not much use without the rest of the code. Unless those numbers I found in the laundry room, could they be part of the same combination? How does Eugene do this again? Fuses. I probably need new fuses. How does Eugene do this again? Fuses. I probably need new fuses. Yes, this is what I need.
power's back. Now, I should go down to the lobby. Call the police. The bodies of a woman and 3 children. 3 children? Huh. Is there anything I've forgotten? Once I leave this floor, I probably won't be able to come back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Montreal Police Service, Station 22.
There's a man dead. He's been murdered. I need the police.
Please stay calm, ma'am. Where are you right now?
The lobby, but the body, it's upstairs.
Can you give me the address, please?
Oh, 1178 Drummond Street.
All right, ma'am. Officers are on their way.
Thank you. So Anne and Marcella really are planning to run off together. Was what happened to Hector part of their plan? Is this the brochure Andrew was talking about? The one that came in the mail for Anne? The West Coast. That's about as far from Montreal as you can get without crossing an ocean. Bernard really wants Paul out of the hotel. Okay, I can see how this could make Paul look bad. But it's obvious Bernard cares more about the hotel's reputation than the guests' well-being. No.
Hey, you're here. I've tried restoring the power, but I think Eugene's the only one with the key to the fuse box, and Sophie? Don't worry, I'll find a way to bring the lights back on. Hey, you look a bit pale. Is everything okay?
I found Mr. Cruz. Hector.
He's back? How's he taking that whole thing with his wife?
You don't understand. I found his body. He's dead, Andrew.
Jesus. Maybe you need to sit down, huh? Did you call the police?
Yeah, they're on their way.
What happened? Was he sick or something?
No, I don't think so. Someone did this to him.
You mean... Jesus. Do you think it could be Paul?
I found something on Hector that would point to that. Yes.
On Hector? You mean... You've touched the body?
I mean... Yes. Kind of.
Okay. Not a great idea, but... We'll figure something out. Just... maybe don't mention that to the police, hmm? What did you find?
I found out Hector was trying to get some information on Paul. Plus, we know they fought yesterday, so maybe there was another altercation and Jacques wasn't there to intervene this time.
Yeah, maybe it's an accident. Maybe Paul freaked out and fled the scene. He may have spent some time in a psychiatric hospital, but that doesn't mean he's some dangerous psychopath.
What are you saying?
What I mean is, with his history of mental illness, I wouldn't be surprised if the police turned this into a media circus on the dangers of crazy people. And it would give Bernard and his pals all the ammunition they need to fight the construction of the new hospital.
Yeah. I hadn't thought of that.
You know, when I was 19, I studied to be a priest. But I felt so lost. I couldn't enjoy the things I used to like. I could barely get myself out of bed. So I ended up going to a psychiatric hospital. And the doctors, they helped me get back on my feet. But when I returned to my hometown, it was like I had become a complete stranger. My mother kept telling me I was making it worse in my head, but I swear, people were changing sidewalks when they saw me, looking at me as if I was this dangerous creature all of a sudden. That's why I didn't tell you that.
What?
Call it coincidence or fate, but that psychiatric hospital, it's the same one Paul went to. I've met him there, talked to him a bit. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before.
It's okay. I get why you didn't.
You do?
You know how I tell everyone that my mom's sick, bedridden? Well, it's true, but I always leave out the part about her illness not being physical. I'm ashamed of the truth. So even though I don't know exactly what you went through, I can understand.
Thank you for telling me. I know it's not an easy thing to talk about, but if you ever want to talk about your mom, I'm here. They're here. Promise me you'll be careful with the information you share, hmm?
Yeah, of course.
Miss Roy? Miss Roy? Miss Roy!
Oh, sorry. I was distracted.
I really need you to focus right now. I don't want to be here all night, and I'm sure you don't either.
No. No, I don't.
So, as I was saying, we're trying to ascertain the circumstances of Mr. Cruz's death. Can you tell me how you came to find the body?
I was cleaning room 509 when I heard the elevator bell ring. Again and again and again. I thought maybe a child was playing with the doors, so I went out in the corridor, and that's when I saw him. All the blood and...
Why was the elevator bell ringing?
I'm sorry?
You said you heard the elevator bell ring. Why was it ringing? I assume it wasn't a child after all.
I'm not sure. I guess the doors must have malfunctioned.
A malfunction? Is that something that happens often?
Quite often, yeah. Eugene, that's our maintenance guy. He has to repair the elevator at least twice a month. We also have a lot of problems with the electricity and the plumbing. It's an old building, you know?
I'll have someone take a look at that elevator. If there was a problem with it, surely they haven't gone around to fixing it yet.
No. No, probably not.
So, what did you do when you found the body?
I checked if he was still alive.
How?
I tried to find his pulse, but there wasn't one.
Is that when you moved the body?
Move the... What do you mean?
We've found evidence that the body first fell inside the elevator, but was then moved out of it.
Oh, right. Yes, I must have moved him a bit to check his pulse.
Where on his body did you take his pulse?
His wrist. His left wrist.
Why not his neck?
Well, I couldn't really access it because of the elevator door.
The elevator doors? See, now I'm confused. If the body was still inside the elevator when you checked his pulse, then when did you move it?
No, you're right. I checked his wrist first, then moved him out of the elevator to check his neck. I just wanted to make sure, you know?
What did you do after that?
Well, that's when the power cut. So I had to go to the janitor's closet.
To access the fuse box.
Exactly. I changed a few fuses and turned the power back on.
But there's a lock on that box, isn't there? Did you have the key?
No, I didn't. Only Eugene does. But the box wasn't locked.
Isn't that unusual?
Well, maybe Eugene forgot to lock it last time he used it.
Or maybe someone tampered with it. Did you go near the ice machine at any point today?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
What shoe size do you wear?
Shoe size? 7. Why?
Well, we found size 7 footprints near the ice machine. I just thought they might be yours.
Oh. But that's not an uncommon shoe size, though. Is it?
No, it's not. So, what did you do after restoring the power?
I took the elevator down to the lobby. That's where I called the police.
Do you remember what you said to the operator? The exact words?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
You said, there's a man dead. He's been murdered.
That's possible.
What makes you so sure it was murder?
I just assumed. What with all the blood.
I'm afraid I don't believe that, Miss Roy. It's more than an assumption, isn't it?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
I know you like going through your guests' personal belongings. Safes left wide open, makeshift keys left inside of locks. You haven't exactly been subtle about it, have you?
Oh.
Now, unless you want me to arrest you for violating your guests' privacy, I suggest you tell me everything you know.
All right.
We've learned from one of your colleagues that the victim had a fight with a guest named Mr. Spade. What can you tell me about him?
He spent some time in a psychiatric hospital after the war. That's when he got into Mrs. Cruz's novels, and they really helped him.
Yes, I already know about his time in a madhouse. We called the place and they painted quite the picture of him. Did you ever see him display odd behavior in or around the hotel?
No. I mean, we've all got our little quirks, don't we?
Did he seem obsessed with Mrs. Cruz?
A little, maybe, but...
Obsessed enough to kill her husband?
No, nothing like that. We all have our obsessions. Me, for instance. I'm obsessed with celebrities and gossip magazines, and...
You don't seem to understand, Miss Roy. Mr. Spade is not like you and me. He may look like us, but he's not. He's dangerous and needs to be taken off the streets. So tell me, did you ever see him be violent or aggressive?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry I can't be of more help.
No, I'm sure you are. But we're not quite done yet, Miss Roy. The victim's wife, Marcella Cruz. Apparently she left in quite a hurry this morning. What can you tell me about her?
I don't know much. Only that she looks like a loving, caring wife.
Really? That's odd, because we learned a lot about Mrs. Cruz when we went through her room. And let's just say that loving, caring wife are not the first words that would come to mind.
Oh?
She's a lesbian, involved in some sordid affair with the guest from room 507, Mrs. Beaumont. Have you ever witnessed them engaging in immoral behavior?
What do you mean?
I'm asking if you've seen them being, you know, intimate.
No, I haven't. No.
And did you hear them discuss their deviant ways in front of Mrs. Beaumont's son, perhaps? Imagine what kind of effect such perversion can have on a young child.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Did you hear them express their hatred of men? Did they ever talk about using violence against men? Did you hear them speak ill of Mr. Cruz?
No, I didn't hear any of that.
I'm sorry, Miss Roy, but I just don't believe you. I think you know more than you've let on.
Can I please leave?
You can. But you'd better stay in town. I'm sure I'll have more questions for you very soon.
Bernard was strangely chipper on the phone. That can't be a good sign. I guess the atmosphere is so different in here. Will it ever feel like it? It'll probably be a while before the hotel reopens. Anne, Marcella, and Paul are all suspects for Hector's murder. Was there anything I could have done to protect them? Without Eugene, the lobby will be a swimming pool by the end of the month. Will the rest of the building even be standing? I'll need a mop to clean the puddle. With all the leaks, I'm sure there's one nearby.
I'll go empty my locker.
Andrew,
Hey.
are you okay?
I've just been fired.
What? No,
It's okay. I just need some time to process it. I'll be on the mezzanine if you want to join me afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Ah, Miss Roy. Come in. I suppose you know why you're here?
I would guess it has something to do with the murder.
Well, you'd be right about that. We've been getting a lot of press lately, and not the good kind. I wouldn't expect you to understand the position I'm in, but I assure you, it's quite uncomfortable. To have one's life's work blown away like that. All thanks to some sexual deviance and a nut job. It's obvious to me now that I haven't been firm enough. For guests of such morals to be comfortable booking a few nights here and committing such a horrid act? Things need to change. This means elevating our standards to the highest possible level, and it starts with the people working here. It starts with you.
With me?
Yes. From what I've heard, you've been quite the exemplary maid lately. Clean rooms, satisfied guests.
I take my job very seriously, sir.
As you should. We'll see for the future, but for now, you'll be allowed to continue working here.
Thank you.
I'm not done. The police have finished their investigation and left a mess on the 5th floor. I want you to clean it up.
You want me to go back there?
Yes, why not?
I found a dead body on that floor. I'm not going back.
I'll make this simple for you. If you don't do it, you're fired.
You can't fire me. Because I quit.
Sure. I fire you, you quit. It's all the same to me. Just make sure to empty your locker before the end of the month. That'll be all.
Hey.
Hey.
What a week.
You don't say. So what did Bernard want with you?
Well, he was being kind of a jerk, so I quit.
You what?
I quit. I figured there was no point in staying if you were leaving.
I'm flattered, but that really wasn't necessary.
I think it's for the best. Did Bernard say why he was firing you?
Well, I told him about my time at the psychiatric hospital.
Really?
Yeah. He said that didn't fit with the hotel's standards and showed me the door.
So, what's next for you?
I think I'd like to be my own boss. No more Bernard looking over my shoulder. I've had this dream for a while of maybe opening a bookstore.
I can't say I'm surprised.
It just makes so much sense. I'd be able to combine the two things I love most, reading books and helping people. Granted, helping people find books is a far cry from helping them find God, but...
My mom likes to say, there's no job too small. Plus, just by the way you're talking about it, it's obvious it'd make you happy. And that's what really matters, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I'm really glad I have you in my life.
Me too. I've been thinking about Paul a lot.
Oh, really? Should I be jealous?
No, not in that way. I've been thinking about what he went through. And you as well. How you've been ashamed of something you have no control over. How I've been ashamed of my own mother. I don't want to be ashamed of her anymore. And I don't want to be ashamed of you.
Well, then let's be shameless together. Look, it may be hard at first, but I have a feeling a wind of change is about to blow. One day, struggling with your own mind won't be any more shameful than having chickenpox.
I really hope that's true.
It will be.